Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and I realize that I'm live on the internet right now. This is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. It's usually about an hour long every single weekday, and if you want more from me, you can get more from me. You know, even more than you get today if you head over to chrispirillo.com and sign up to become a patron right now. I've got some of my patrons behind me virtually. They're in chat and they're talking it up. Today's topic is a good topic. 3 good things about the Star Wars special editions. I know a lot of fans don't like the special editions, but I'm going to go the other direction with this topic, and thanks to Geekdom, that's the person's handle. I don't know if Geekdom is the person's real name or not. That'd be a great real name, quite honestly. And by the way, I've discovered, this is for real, some people are naming their kids after characters in The Force Awakens. This is true. They're naming them Kylo or Rey, and I don't know if Kylo is a great name. I mean, it's a cool name, don't get me wrong. It's a great name. I love how it sounds, but the problem is the patricide. Why would you name your kid after a character that is very clearly not in his right mind? It's up to you. It's up to you. Today's topic, special editions. After that, I'm going to be doing today's Pirillo picks, and then after that, I'm going to be answering questions from the patrons, and then talking about today's news. So that's what's going on. Very happy to have you here. Very happy to live in a time when I was able to see the original Star Wars movies in theaters, or in a theater, not theaters. I only really remember seeing it once, and it was just the memory was just brief. I only remember X-Wings fighting TIE fighters when I saw Star Wars, and I think I was maybe 4 years old at the time. Was not very old at all. My dad took me, it was about 2 weeks into the initial run of Star Wars, and said he told me we waited in line. I didn't remember that. But I just remember that one scene, and that's the thing that sticks with me to this day. I remember seeing and hearing about the Star Wars special editions when I was in college, and that was exciting. It was very exciting to see Star Wars on the big screen for the first time in forever. Because quite honestly, I didn't remember the first time I saw Star Wars. And I was excited at the prospect of George going back and changing certain things to make the movies better. Now, I probably, personally, would have changed different things if I had the choice to make things better. But I personally appreciated a few of the things that were done in the special editions, and I'm talking about the 3 movies, Star Wars A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and then, of course, Return of the Jedi. One of the first things, and I'm not going to specifically talk about each particular film, just the 3 things that jump out in my mind. Bespin was one of the most dramatic changes. Boy, they cleaned that up like you wouldn't believe, and I thought the differences were astounding. Now, some people really miss the original, and of course you could, if you wanted to, find versions of the original movie out there. I was lucky enough to have a copy on Laserdisc, so I do have the original unaltered copies of the original trilogy, the first trilogy. But I don't mind the changes that were done to Bespin. Really massive cleanup. In fact, you know, that I think was probably the best change that I saw in all 3 films. I got to tell you, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother some people. It bothered really big time. I also didn't mind. So another thing I don't like or don't mind about the special editions, I didn't mind the additional scenes. And some people just like, no, why, no, and I want to talk about the things that people hate about the special editions, because that's easy. It's easy to talk about the things you hate. But, you know, just focusing in on the things you like, I think, is an important exercise. I liked it. I wanted more. And I've always been that type of person that has always wanted more when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, all the way to The Force Awakens, like, that's it? There needs to be more. Where's the rest? I hunger for more. And there's an old maxim, keep them, or leave them wanting more, keep them wanting more, something along those lines. You know, always leave people wanting more, and I usually take the opposite approach. I give people too much for free every day. But I'm very grateful that the patrons get their bonuses, and that I'm able to get that kind of support from a certain subset of a greater amount of people who know about me. But the additional scenes, you know, scattered here and there, And, unless I was watching something side by side, I wouldn't necessarily be able to pick it up. While I wouldn't say that the execution of Jabba the Hutt in CG, in the first special edition that I saw in theaters, was awesome. It wasn't great. It was still cool. It was really neat to see him like, oh, wow, it's Jabba, man. He's in there. That was Jabba. It was originally shot, and it was a little quirky. It wasn't perfect, but I didn't mind it. I really genuinely, it didn't bother me like it bothered some other people because I was just happy to have another scene, another part of Star Wars, or seeing Biggs and just wanting more packed into that movie. And it just, it never bothered me. It's one of the reasons why I very much look forward to seeing deleted scenes. And this is, oddly enough, the day that we're talking about this is hours after the digital release of The Force Awakens. The first thing I did, of course, was use one of the redeem codes. I got The Force Awakens digitally for free, as can you. You can get it for free, legitimately. Head over to go.tagjag.com/free apps or go.tagjag.com/free points. Earn points for a gift card. Use the gift card to buy the movie. That's it. But you don't have to spend your money. You can earn it. So I did. First thing I did, watch the deleted scenes. So I'm a huge fan of deleted scenes. And where it makes sense, putting those scenes that otherwise would have been left on the table back into the film. So I did not mind the additional scenes. It was kind of fun. And honestly, seeing it on the big screen, they didn't seem out of place. Things were cleaned up, and it didn't bother me like it bothered other people, and to some other people. And I understand where it bothers them because it takes the period out of the period piece, and I think that's important to recognize. But at the same time, I just liked feeling like I was seeing it again for the first time, and it just didn't throw me off like other things may have thrown me off. Specifically, as I get a notification, with or without comments, Chris. What? What are you talking with or without comments? What? I don't understand the question. Sometimes people ask questions that I don't understand. Okay, back to the topic. The idea that we could get something more packed into a film just doesn't bug me. And so as much as the changes have been changed over time, and we have now a lot of fan edits of the film out there, I guess I wasn't tremendously bothered by it. Even watching the films again on DVD, I didn't get the Blu-ray copies of the movies. In watching the Star Wars movies, trilogies, with Diana, when she was watching them for the first time, there was nothing that jumped out at me. It's like, oh, no. Well, there are a couple scenes, but I don't want to get into the things that I don't like about the special editions, because I've probably already been down that path. Another thing that I liked about the special editions, and this is a controversial change, I'm talking specifically about the end of Return of the Jedi. Now, I don't want to get into the Sebastian Shaw versus Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker Force Ghost. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Jedi finale. As much as I liked Yub Nub and dun 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 dun, I mean, that was the end of the film and they were celebrating, but it was just there on Endor, and I liked the way it was modified, not just to tie in the prequel. Forget that. I liked how, or the prequels, I should say. I just liked how it felt like it was more than just a small group of rebels who were celebrating. I like that. And I also really liked the score. I loved the new composition from John Williams. Da na 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 na. And it was just I thought more fitting. So I liked that change. I know some people are going to lambast me, but I will remind everybody very clearly, there's no wrong way to fan. This is just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, good for you. It's your opinion. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just here to share my thoughts and tell you what I liked about the special editions. It's just kind of like, it doesn't impact me the same way it does other people. And believe you me, I've got plenty of criticisms too, but I'm focusing on the positive. It's a thing I want to do on the day that they release The Force Awakens, which I'm happy about. It's going to be playing. I'm going to watch all the Star Wars movies. I'm just going to have them playing back to back in a continuous loop for the rest of my life. Just assume that. Chris, what are you watching tonight? Star Wars. It's a given around here. I am going to move on to today's Pirillo picks, and then after that, I'm going to be interacting with questions that make sense. Oh, commentary. Okay, thank you. It didn't make any sense to me. It's not. You make plenty of sense with or without commentary. I've actually thought about going back and reviewing the Star Wars movies with my commentary. Would you be up for that? That'd be a good idea? What do you think? I think it'd be kind of neat. My commentary. I would have liked a director's commentary, even with The Force Awakens. Sometimes I like listening to commentary to the movies that I want to, hear over and over and over again, getting a different perspective of the behind-the-scenes stuff. I don't do that for every film. But yeah, what do you think? The commentary? Would you want to hear my commentary over the films? Should I review all the films? Kind of like I did The Force Awakens, which was longer than The Force Awakens itself. Careful what you wish for. You just may get it. Okay, I'm moving on to today's Pirillo picks. Glad we can clear that up. And then I'm going to be doing other things with my patrons. Fun things. You can become a patron. Head over to chrispirillo.com. Today's free podcast highlight was brought to you by all of my active patrons from chrispirillo.com. If you want access to the full TLDR episodes, both audio, video, past, present, and future, which can be up to an hour long or longer, with even more tech insight from me every weekday, plus other bonus content without ads, and support me at the same time, you can sign up to become one of my supernomies too. This is just a brief taste of what I'm producing for you daily. Again, get more through chrispirillo.com. Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live edition of the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. It's your daily dose of me. This is usually about an hour long, if you want to be an hour long. You want it to be longer? Well, it's your choice. I'm going to try it again. See, I know, Jedi. Now my whole chi is off. Hello, world. Hello, Galaxy. You've tuned into another live edition. Can I just have my chi back? Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and you've tuned into another live edition of the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short. For real! This time, I'm live. I'm really, truly live right now, being broadcast to the patrons. Some of them are behind me, not virtually, of course, and curse the cursor! This is just going to be me doing this for an hour. I'm going to keep restarting.